So, where were we?
The first would you rather is, would you rather have the powers of Shazam or be Batman? Either way, you got to deal with the dead parents.
That's a good one. Definitely.
So, there's highs and lows powers wise, but either way, you got dead parents.
Shazam, man. It's gotta be Shazam. I mean, it's just cool. It's just like, like it is, because you get to sort of be you at the same time.
Yeah.
Just by saying one word.
Yeah. I mean, we'll say that like you don't have to like go back to being a child. Like you can be 19-year-old Matthew, and then you go into Shazam.
Yeah, I like that. I'd say Shazam. Batman as well is a good one, but then it's just like, I don't know. If I was Batman, would I have the funds of Batman, like all his money and all his gear?
Absolutely.
Oh, not gear, isn't.
Well, it wouldn't be like you just have the suit.
You just have the. I'd still go Shazam because I just think there's something about that character I think Shazam's a bit of a hidden gem of a character where like he should be a lot more popular than he is. I know there's been a big movie and whatever, and there's a sequel, but I don't know. I always felt that character is kind of underappreciated. Just generally, I think it's a very interesting concept.
Yeah.
What would you go for?
I think I'd have to agree because I mean, obviously you're rich if you're Batman. You've got the cars. I don't drive, so that's already not too big a plus. You've got the money, obviously. You've got the cool costume. Got the ninja moves. But Shazam, you can fly.
Exactly.
You get to see what the adult version of you would look like.
Charge your phone.
Yeah, so I mean, if you've still got acne, work on the skin. So yeah.
Shazam's the good answer.
It's the good answer. Flight is pretty much one of the best options you have for powers.
I agree.
So the next is, would you rather be in a Hunger Games arena or be on the Death Star during the Rebel Alliance attack?
Oh, see, that's a good question as well. For me, there's always that aspect of being in space, which is cool.
Yeah.
But the Hunger Games arena has something about it where it's like your fight or flight instinct. Obviously, that fight or flight comes into both of them because they're both sort of dangerous.
Well, I mean, essentially, if you're on the Death Star when it blew up, you're dead.
Yeah.
But
Hunger Games, you've got
the Hunger Games, you have a 1 in 24 chance, but you have to murder people.
And also, your way the Death Star death could be pretty quick, just an explosion. Whereas the Hunger Games, Katniss Everdeen
shot with an arrows. You just die after like 3 hours.
I think the Hunger Games, to be honest, I think it would be quite funny. It would be quite interesting.
Yeah, I would really struggle to murder someone.
Oh, so would I. I would just try to just not and just.
Well, if you hide out, you can probably get to the bottom 2, but then you have to murder 1 person minimum. Or just like
maybe it's the Death Star then. I don't know. It's a difficult one because.
Well, I mean, either you die but you haven't killed anyone, or you have a chance at living but you have to kill someone.
I wouldn't want to kill anyone, so you've changed my answer to the Death Star, mate. To be honest, you've switched me around. What do you go for?
I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to like put my morals aside and murder someone. I guess I'm going Hunger Games because like not even the fact that like I was gonna say not even the fact that I want to live, and I'm like, well, what else is there? The thirst for murder? Like, no, like I want to live, obviously.
Yeah.
And I mean, you do like because I know if I was in the Hunger Games, I would not win. Because if you're down to the last 2, that's you. Like, even if you hide out and you're down to the last 2, that's you versus the most ruthless killer in the Hunger Games. Yeah. So I mean, you're fucked. Mm-hmm. So you're probably not going to live, and it's going to be a tough death. Mm-hmm. So I probably have to go Death Star too.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. Did you come up with that yourself? That's a good one.
I did not come up with that myself.
You should have taken the credit.
Yeah, all me.
All him.
Would you rather be a student at Hogwarts or a student at Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters?
Oh,
so essentially you're going magic versus powers, something interesting versus huge prejudice.
I would say, gifted. I'd say Xavier's School, just in the fact that
you don't get to pick your power though. Like at least if you're at Hogwarts, blanket, you're a wizard. At Xavier's School, you could be a mutant of any kind, and it could be dog shit.
I just think having Wolverine as your teacher is better than just Dumbledore, in my opinion. But also, as well, there seems to be a lot more sort of dicks in Hogwarts. It's that, you've got your Malfoys and that. Whereas Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, everyone seems pretty chill. You've got a few cool teachers there. Colossus, Cyclops. Cyclops could be. He strikes me a bit annoying teacher, to be fair. I think he really give out a few attentions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah,
What
no,
about
I agree because, you know, in Hogwarts, yeah, it's teeming with wankers. You know, you have like awful students, awful teachers. In Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, everyone hates you outside of those four walls.
but inside the
But
bliss.
inside, everybody's lovely, everyone's equal. But then, you know, you could be hugely disfigured and also have a shit heart because like sometimes, you might look like a rat or something, but you know you can fly or something, but it could be, you look like a lizard, but
you blow up or something.
yeah, it could be something
yeah.
absolutely dog shit,
Yeah.
but you have like the
I'd risk it.
disfigurement.
I'd risk it.
You'd
mate.
risk it.
Yeah.
So if you were like, if you were told that you had the Inhuman gene, would you take the Terrigen Mist?
I think it would be. Yeah, I think I would. Just to because you'd always wonder what if you didn't, and then
Sure.
you kind of because it's a big gamble because like there's one like really good comic story that Marvel did. It's like an Elseworld thing, where like there was this mutant. There's like in one universe there's this mutant that like his power was if he blew up, he just dies. Like he just has
Yeah.
one chance, and then that like so it's a shit power.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'd be like that would be horrific if that was your sort of roll of the
Yeah.
dice. But no, I'd probably go. I'd say Xavier School and for Gifted Youngsters would be my answer.
Yeah, I guess if you're talking about either in either situation you're just a normal person, like you're just attending the school but you're not actually in either of the communities, you'd obviously rather be taught by those people.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, what do they actually teach there?
Because
I mean,
Xavier School.
yeah, because sometimes it's like battle training and then other times it's just like him reading Shakespeare.
Yeah, it's like first class English, next class danger room.
Because I mean, like they're definitely like it's not even just like weird and mixed up. Like they're definitely getting a poor education.
Yeah, and also I don't know. Surely they're breaking some kind of sort of laws by training them in the art of war or whatever.
Yeah, I suppose. Like Tony Stark's child soldiers.
Yeah.
But I mean, in Hogwarts, they don't do a single lesson that isn't about magic.
Yeah.
It's just spell casting and potions and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Every day I'd be the same.
I'm like, maybe teach them English.
Yeah.
Some of them are struggling. They're like 11. I'm gonna change this one slightly. If you were offered to be on Love Island, would you go?
No, but I would like to go on it just for a laugh. You know what I mean? Just to see what it was like.
You'd like to be like a Marvin who has sort of like a featured cameo.
Yeah, it's like that.
He's
It's like
in
that.
and out.
I'd like to be one of the Casa War ones.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because then you're in, and
Yes.
then not get picked. You're in for like a couple episodes just to see what it's like.
Yeah. You get to do some of the challenges. You get some screen time.
Kiss a lady.
But like you don't have enough time to like ruin your dignity.
I'd like to be one of them ones.
Okay.
But I think everyone, deep down, a lot of people will sign over that. But I think deep down, people would just for morbid curiosity, see what it's like.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go on there to find love or anything. I'd just go on there just to see.
I don't think most of them are there for that. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but I'd probably just go one of the Casa Moore fellas.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you have to look at the sad reality that if you go on that, you're just set for life, or at least for the next few years. You can just live.
Sponsors
you can just live off the sponsorship of that success for the rest of your for the rest of your career. Yeah, obviously you live off the back of that success for many years to come. So if you're not interested in work, that is it's sort of an alluring idea.
I can see why people go on it, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Especially
because if you
influencers.
You're getting famous quick, you're getting rich quick, and you might get in a relationship. Like provided you're willing to like embarrass yourself in front of the nation, potentially become a villain. I don't know that I'd want to risk that. Sort of put myself into the trial of public opinion. For the sake of because if you go on, ruin your reputation and then don't even become like a main character, or you don't even become like a fan favorite, like you're kind of screwed because you're not going to get the sponsorship and you've ruined you sort of sacrificed your dignity.
Yeah, and it's worth noting as well, like if you go on that show, you're pretty much guaranteed like an extra 1 million Instagram followers or whatever. No, like that doesn't personally apply to me. Just because I don't have an Instagram or whatever, but like in that sense, I can see why
on
people
Love
do it.
Island, you'd set one up.
Yeah, you can see why people go on there to boost their social media profiles or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not something I do. It's not something that is for me. But I can you see a lot of people saying, "Oh, why would you even go on that?" But in my head, there's a good few reasons why you want to go on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah,
that's why they're successful. But
I'd have to go for no.
no.
But it's very tempting in some ways.
Yeah.
You know, but you don't want to be known as like the guy who went on Love Island, because I mean, you know, as many fans as they have, you know, they're not taken seriously. Like, they're characters.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people assume things about them as well when people go on there. Like, sometimes the people don't help their case, but most of the time, like some of them, to be fair, end up having successful careers in, you know, daytime TV.
Yeah.
As well. So.
I mean, I respect like Tommy. Obviously, you know, if he was a professional boxer before, he's not gonna like give up because he can, you know, ride on the back of his social media success. You know, if you train to be an athlete all your life, you're not going to give that up because you can.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
Presumably he still has, you know, that strive to constantly improve himself. So I mean, I respect him for, you know, keeping that going, rather than, I'm sure, every other person who just abandoned their career permanently.
Yeah.
Because they're able to. Would you rather live in a zombie apocalypse or in a post-apocalyptic world? So we're talking nuclear wasteland, really.
I don't know. Both are quite similar, but I suppose if I were I'm sort of imagining sort of like, you know, Zombieland versus, you know, Love and Monsters or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty much like, you know, essentially, you know, you'd either have to be on your guard all the time to fend off monsters, or the world is terrible, but it's never going to get any worse than it is right now.
I think with a zombie apocalypse, there's always a chance it could get better. So I'd probably have to go with that, and just for the sense that, you know, although zombies are humans, there's something like fun about movies, like them just killing zombies. You know what I mean? Like I would always prefer a zombie movie to an apocalyptic movie.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go for zombies.
Do you think you could create the disconnect in your brain to be able to kill zombies?
I don't know. It's difficult because, you know, especially if it's people that you know personally, then no way. You know, like it's Shaun of the Dead scenario where, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's a bit difficult, but.
He still looks like Bill Nye.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. Probably not. I probably couldn't kill one. Probably just run away.
Yeah, I'd probably just shoot myself day one. I'm not gonna lie. You know, well, because it's awful, you know, like, I would never want to live in one of the scenarios, like, you know, and, you know, maybe, you know, you have, like, one option of romance in the rest of your life, and you just have to go, like, it's as good as it's gonna get, you know, pretty much all your life is just gonna be you compromising and going, it's the best I'm gonna get in an apocalypse, and that's just not an existence I want to be in. Like, if I had to choose one of the two, I suppose I'd go zombie, because I guess you maybe still have resources and you're kind of like all in this together, to quote a movie that I watched and you didn't see, High School Musical. You know, but
he's got me there.
But yeah, I mean, both are awful, obviously.
Yeah.
Post-apocalyptic wasteland, you could get radiation poisoning or cancer. So I mean, you know, you could just die a slow, agonizing death anyway.
There's probably less humans about as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, you have less chance for contact. So I mean, at least I think you're all bonded by the awfulness of the zombie apocalypse, and you can probably latch on to some tougher people. But I just have no useful skills that would be like desirable. You know, they just bin me off because I'm a liability.
Oh,
they go like,
that.
oh, he hasn't got his underactive thyroid medication. He's gonna like black out and
what if they did like
get fat?
What if they did like a group campfire quiz or something? You'd have the general knowledge. Come on.
Yeah, I suppose if you have no resources, you need to like
entertainment.
Keep entertainment.
Exactly.
I just go like, I just like recite them the plot of The Graduate. You know. You know, something obviously more interesting. You know, but I think I'd have no skills. I think I'd be a liability. I'd be binned immediately or shot out of pity. So I'd choose the zombie apocalypse, but I'm not lasting long there.
That's fair answer.
I mean, I'd be eaten immediately. Like, I wouldn't want to be, but like it would just happen immediately.
It depends what zombies are, because, you know, some
Depends
zombies can swim.
If they're fast or slow.
Yeah, fast zombies you don't want.
Imagine if they can run as fast as me, I'm screwed. Because I mean, you know, they're just like, you know, throwing themselves onto you like mouth first. You know, so I mean, if you're not getting like eaten, you're at least getting bitten.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, but if it's like iZombie where they're all highly functioning, you know, that's scarier, but you could actually live as like, even if you became a zombie, you could live as a zombie and it wouldn't be a huge issue, because then you have a community of fellow zombies. So I mean, it's the opposite side, but you still have a community and you still have your brain. It's just that you want other people's brains. But you know, neither really appeal to me. Would you rather be a star on Broadway or Hollywood? And we know Matthew has big aspirations to be a big shot actor, but does he want a Tony or does he want an Oscar? That's the real question. In the scenario, you now are gifted a wonderful singing voice. I don't know what you sound like when you sing.
It's not good.
You would think we would know, but I actually have no idea.
Well, if we ever hit 1 million subscribers, I'll sing.
Yeah, we do. We karaoke now.
Yeah, karaoke. I would say for me, Broadway is just magical, isn't it? Hollywood strikes me as quite a fake industry. There are a lot of fake people, whereas with
teeming with creeps.
Whereas Broadway, it just seems a bit magical. I know it's probably not perfect either, but I don't know. There's something magical about like productions more than films for me. Just I guess maybe because you watch them in the flesh live.
Yeah.
But probably like even like the West End in London, I would quite like to do as well if I had the talent for it. But probably Broadway.
Yeah.
What about you, mate?
I find it incredibly tedious doing the same show multiple times a day for multiple weeks or months or years.
That's fair.
And then like doing a return to that years later as well. So I mean, there's only a handful of really successful, plays and musicals. So I mean, if you're a really well-respected person, you're only going to be doing those productions, and it's going to be constant and tedious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Hollywood, it seems, well, I mean, in both instances, incredibly difficult to get an opportunity.
Yeah.
Nepotism is obviously rife.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the community within Broadway seems a lot more fun and accepting. I'm sure there's still like pressures there, but like it seems a bit better.
Yeah.
As a community. So I mean, yeah, I suppose if I'm getting the singing talent, the money, the notoriety, and probably being amongst a better community, and as you say, like even the fun of being put into costume and the running around and feeling part of something, I feel like you probably get that more as part of a Broadway star.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Yeah, and I think there's. I think if you're the best of the best, then there's kind of no competition when it comes to the awards.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think frequently with film awards, the best candidate doesn't win. It's the popular vote, or it's I suppose the popular vote is the best. But
I know what you mean. No,
I've taken issue before.
It's worth noting, if you're going to be in Hollywood, like you'll probably be undoubtedly more famous.
Yeah.
But Broadway, like that's ultimately like Hollywood's downfall. You know what I mean? Whereas Broadway, it seems more. Still obviously huge globally, but it's sort of more of a contained environment where I'd imagine there's a lot more sort of personal relationships built. You know what I mean? But I'd probably go Broadway. Yeah.
So that's my final question for you.
So does that wrap up this segment?
I think it's been about as long as I expected it to be. But it's probably longer than a standard Q&A. But had a lot of questions to get through. And if you have any future questions for future videos, we'd love to hear them in the comments. I mean, we'd address them in any video. It doesn't have to be one directly related to a Q&A or to a big event. But yeah, I think those are sort of the important things out of the way.
Yeah, that wraps up another video on the channel. Our 100th. Thank you so much for everyone for supporting us as well. Hope you enjoyed this sort of part 1 of the series, and stay tuned as well when in a later video when we do our Desert Island films, which I'm really excited about as well, because we've sort of been workshopping our little lists of our favourites in each genre, so we're really excited to bring that to you guys. And yeah, thanks so much again for the support over the years. We really appreciate that so much. It's been a fun journey, and we're not done putting out content yet. We'll also probably be doing a review of Old, the new M. Night Shyamalan film. We're going to see that tonight, so expect that review soon as well. It might actually probably be already up. It depends when I get this out, but. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys are all well. Hope your family and friends all safe and well too. Take care, and see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.